if you don't get team right, then you shouldn't fund because it doesn't matter, right? I advise a few startup companies, shout out Revel Transit in New York, and was literally with them at founding and was talking through with them, hey, get your paperwork in, let's make sure we get this right. And they're saying, look, we're trying to do this and we're trying to do this. And I said, guys, if you succeed and you don't do this right at the very beginning, this is going to come back and bite you. And if you fail, none of it matters anyway. So act like you're going to succeed, right? Funding is not the milestone. And so if you don't focus on team from day one and people from day one and culture from day one, then no matter how much you get funded, none of it's going to matter. And so that's what I sort of mean of like, funding is a hurdle you need to overcome. Team is something you must overcome, right? That is, you have to do that right. So I think the biggest areas beyond just really understanding and then recognizing who the next incremental resource, how they can give the greatest amount of leverage to your team and to your company is, and obviously creating a culture that people want to work in. Alignment around between the hiring manager, the hire themselves, and frankly, the rest of the organization, I've seen is the greatest area of improvement that we've implemented over the past 5 years, so that there's a very clear set of understanding beyond just title, right? Especially early in a startup, people have a million hats, right? And so when you come in and say, hey, we hired this director of product management, well, there's a bunch of different roles that a very effective product manager can play depending on the stage of the company, depending on who else you have, depending on where it is. We have 30, 60, 90 day, sort of first 30 days, second 30 day, third 30 day reports, which say, look, this is how we're going to define success for the first 90 days of a new hire's journey at the company. The new hire sees exactly what's expected of them. The hiring manager is clear on what they're expecting. Ultimately, I get to look at this and say, okay, I see the resources we're putting towards this and salary and equity and all the ways we compensate our team. As I'm looking at this 30, 60, 90, does that match the resources that we're putting on? And that heads off things that for new hires they have no control over, which is alignment within the company and saying, hey, I actually think we need something a little bit different here. So that's finding that right fit from a teammate as well. We've seen a huge amount of success. And then finally, we value personal and professional growth as a stool of value of working at this company. We invest a large amount of money in training and cross-training. We have, I think now 9 teammates that started in our customer support department that are now account managers and head of operations and data specialists, because from customer support, every problem of this company. And by investing in them from a professional standpoint, by requiring our management to constantly have up-leveling as part of expectation setting for our team, we not only invest back in our people, we get more out of them as well.